tech and innovation fit into this idea of trade and infrastructure? What can you share with us that is going to make us hopeful, intrigued, and lean into this conversation?
Thank you. I would like to add on what she just presented. See, the biggest challenge right now is we address issues we're looking at, which is correct. But I'm going to go to a more futuristic approach. Since I said before, I introduced myself as the youngest in the panel for a reason. The value chain in agriculture has not been exhausted to its fullest. And this is a great opportunity for young people to come on board and then see, oh, I shouldn't only plant and harvest and then sell. I can be a seed supplier. I can be I can be a researcher, a soil researcher. A good example is in Africa, most land is not exhausted. We have ample virgin land, but then we need young people who have the tenacity to actually dare and say, look, the value chain has way more opportunities than what I would want to aspire or what it has to offer. Then I'm going to get in there and see where I fit. You might not necessarily know where the seeds are sown, but you know where the trucks are found. So you can be the transporter of products from the farm to the market. So that is one way we need to be addressing such issues that, look, this is the gap. Young people come on board into this particular opportunity. I would also like to add up on this by saying there is actually I think I'm not skeptical about this, but I think I have a very different opinion on this. Fertilizers have been subsidized, which is a good thing. But like I said prior, land in Africa, most land do not require plantation by using fertilizers. These lands are virgin, so you just need your water and a good condition, good schemes, actually irrigation schemes, so that the crops can flourish. Now, how about we provide subsidies to young people in terms of tech and machines? For instance, in Tanzania, if I own 1 acre of land, for me to actually get a tractor to help me during my process, I would have to pay 50,000 Tanzanian shillings. That is enough cost for me to run my life for an entire 2 weeks while I wait for the harvest. So the approach should be more of accommodating the small-scale farmers or the young people who are engaging in agriculture in a more futuristic point of view. There is a great generational gap between farmers who are well experienced and the novice who come into the agriculture business. So that in itself has to be addressed. Thank you. I want to thank Madam Monica for actually acknowledging. I hope my name will be memorable to her. So I would want to also add on the issue concerning inclusivity. Agriculture is the one sector in the world that an elite and a non-elite can actually sit in a table and talk. You can have a professor who has PhDs in the agro sector and a layman who is a very profound, rich businessman. So it's more of an exchange of value for value. It doesn't need a person who, one person may be educated and the other one not, but one person is more practical and the other is theoretical. Now, the whole sense of including, I'm glad that the Honorable Prime Minister indicated that we need to address the formal sector the informal sector of agriculture. However, times are changing. Like I said, a futuristic approach. In agriculture as of current, you need to have the capacity to know, you need to have the skills to do, and you need to have the action to react. That if anything in the field goes contrary to what you've planned, you have a plan B to counter. And that's why we have the theme that says recover, regenerate, and act. This is the whole concept that revolves around it. And in that case, in providing the knowledge, it's really important for people people engaging in the sector, in the agribusiness, to understand the issue of intellectual properties for those who are opting to engage in GMOs, also to understand the issue of patent, understand the issue of branding, marketing. They are essential for agriculture to thrive. We should not only focus that we're trying to help farmers who are of small scale, but to what degree do we want them to remain in a small scale, or are we looking for them to advance from the scale they are on? That's a food for thought for the audience. And lastly, I would also like to indicate that there is a strong drive for young people in Tanzania as of current when it comes to agriculture. I'm glad the Building Better Tomorrow program has been mentioned in this platform today, and it is a great initiative. However, not all youth are part of the program. What is the countermeasure to help other youth who are interested and didn't make it to the cut to be part of the program? Thank you.
What is the most important thing you want to leave this plenary audience with when we're talking about trade and infrastructure? The most important thing that they are going to remember in 2 weeks' time about being in this plenary about trade and infrastructure. Dorice is ready. Go for it. You go first. I love a volunteer.
First, lower your prices. It's ridiculous how plane tickets are really expensive in Africa. But if I want to go out of Africa, I can afford to buy or pay for a plane ticket. The second is, please make the infrastructures accommodative. That means everybody can be included, even those who are of disability. And last but not least, kindly, information, information, information. If we are to foster or push through in the agro sector, in agriculture, everybody who has to be on board has to be informed. Majority of the youth who are present here either got sponsorship to pay for the registration fee or could afford because they come from a family that can actually pay for the registration fee. But have we created an environment where young people can pay for themselves without going to seek a cutoff or sponsorship? And that is what I would like everybody in this room to go home with.